Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to today's chapter. Today, we will start to go in calculus, which we will focus on differentiation first. So in differentiation, there are 4 parts we need to do. The first 3 parts are the technical part, which how to use the basic rules, how to deal with the special 5, and then how to use product rule and quotient rule. So today, we will focus on this. And then the 4th part application will be the next video. Let's go for the first part. Differentiation we already learned in maths. We already know how to do this kind of question, which the power we need to throw in front and then the power need to minus 1. Just these 2 steps. Okay, so let's recall back what you learned in maths. So dy dx equals to power 2 throw front will become 2 times 3, so it will become 6. So x power 2 will become x power 1 because second step, you need to minus 1 for your x. So second part, plus 5x power 1, 1 throw front times with 5 is still 5. X power 1 will become x power 0, which you no need to write. So it's 6x plus 5. This is the thing that we learn in maths. What is the special thing that we learn in MS? We need to rearrange and modify before we start to do differentiation. So for example, this situation, denominator have x. So we throw our denominator up first to become x power minus 4. So after we rearrange this, then only we start to do dy dx. So again, step 1, power throw front and times. Minus 4 times 5 is minus 20. Step 1 done. Step 2, power minus 1. So x power minus 4 will become x power minus 5. Just like that. Okay, we try one more question. So when you see this question, you find that you need to rearrange and modify it before you start. So y equals to x squared plus 16. This thing is x power 1. So you throw it up, it will become x power minus 1. Then we can start doing dy dx. So dy dx equals to, first step, power throw front, 2, x power 2 become x power 1. Same go to this. First step, power throw front become minus 16. Then x power minus 1 become x power minus 2. So this is how we do in MS. Okay, we try one real IGCSE question. So can you see this situation? Both parts we need to do modify first. So before we find dy dx, we get y equals to x power minus 1 plus 2. Square root means x power half. Then we can start do dy dx. So power throw front, step 1, minus 1. So x power minus 1 become x power minus 2. And how about this part? 1 over 2 times 2 become 1. X power half, half minus 1 equals to negative half. So it's power negative half. Just like this. Then d2y dx squared means we will differentiate one more time from dy dx. First step, power throw front. So minus 2 times minus 1 will become 2 only. Step 2, x power minus 2 become x power minus 3. This part, power throw front, 1 times minus half will become minus half. X power minus half will become minus 5, minus 1 will become minus 3 over 2. Just like that. So this is the thing that usually in IGs they will ask. You need to rearrange, modify, then only apply the 2 rules. Okay, after we know how to do some modification before we start to do differentiation, we still have one more situation that you need to know, which is if there's one whole group of things have a specific power. Previously, we do x power 5, x power minus 2, x power half, all this kind of thing. The power only belong to x. But if now there's a group of things is powering something, so this situation, I will consider the whole thing inside a bracket is a baby. Then we need to do step 3. So the first 2 steps is as usual. We do differentiation on this. So dy dx, okay, first step, power throw front. So the number in front of the bracket is 1. So 1 over 3 times 1 is still 1 over 3. Then whenever you involve baby situation, so the whole baby you must copy. And then step 2, the power you need to minus 1. So 1 over 3 minus 1 is negative 2 over 3. As I say, when you have a group of things power certain thing, which is the baby situation, you need to do one more last step, which you need to differentiate the baby and times it. So 3x squared after you differentiate will become 6x plus 4 differentiate become nothing. Then the thing that power 1 we can times them together to become 2x, and then this baby power minus 2 over 3. Then you are complete for this part. Let's try more question related to the baby situation. So dy dx, first step, power throw front, baby copy. Second step, power minus 1. At last, you need to differentiate the baby, which 3 you differentiate become nothing. Minus 5x differentiate become minus 5. Then the power 1 and power 1, we can join them together. So 2 mark. Try one more. It's a baby power 8, so we can do dy dx. First step, 8. Second step, baby copy and power minus 1. Last, the baby we differentiate become 1 over 4. So you get 1 over 4x minus 5 power 7. So try our next question. We know that this part is not only baby, but also we need to modify first because it's a denominator. We need to ensure everything is on top. So x minus 4 power minus 3. Then we can do our dy dx. So first step, 3x power through front, power minus 1. Next, power through front, baby copy, power minus 1. And then we differentiate baby is still 1. So up to you whether you want to write. So if you don't want to write, then like this already complete. Then we can do d2y dx squared of this. So 3 differentiate become nothing. Minus 4 times minus 3 will become 12. Baby copy, power minus 1. So this is d2y dx squared, so you can get 4 mark. One more baby question before we go to the next part. So this whole thing is power half. We need to modify it first. Then we can start to dy dx, which is f prime x, power through front. Everything inside the bracket we copy, power minus 1. Then at last we need to differentiate this. So differentiate 3 become nothing. Differentiate this part become 5, bracket 4x minus 2. Power is 5 minus 1 become 4. And then we still have this baby we need to differentiate, which is 4. So at last, everything that have power 1, we join them together. So half times 4 become 2, 2 times 5 become 10. So 10, 3 plus 4x. And then this question requires you to write a simplified algebraic fraction. So when you want to change it back to fraction, be extra careful. Anything that have power negative, which this whole thing power negative, need to throw down. Other than this, you just copy on top. The thing that have power negative, you throw down. Done. Okay, so after you're familiar with the basic situation of differentiation, we also need to know there are special 5 situations, which is 3 trigo, ln, and e. This situation, we are not using the same steps at the basic one, but we apply these 2 steps. So the first step is we must apply the special rule. What is the meaning of special rule? If you see sine x, you must differentiate to become cos. Cos differentiate to negative sine. Tangent to secant square. So this is the thing that you need to remember. Just these 5 relationships you need to remember. And then if step 2, if there's any baby, then you just differentiate and times it. So let's practice further for the special 5 situation. So first question is a sine. The baby is just x. So that's why we can directly do without using the second step. So the number in front we copy. Sine will become cos. Baby is just x. First step done, done. Okay, second question, it involves baby. So our dy dx, we need to, step 1, sine change to cos. Step 2, 2x, we need to differentiate and become 2. So at last it is 2 cos 2x. Question 3 also involve baby. So that's why step 1, sine become cos. Copy baby. Step 2, we need to differentiate the baby and times it. So it's 3. Last question is a bit special because this whole sine 5x power 2, that's why I strongly recommend you to write in this way first. This whole thing power 2, which means these whole things are baby. So when you involve baby situation, the power throw front first, power -1, then we differentiate baby. So the baby is sine 5x, so sine will become cos 5x to 5x, and then we differentiate the 5x become 5. So at last it's 10 cos 5x sine 5x. Just like this. Okay, so we are ready to go for IG's question. So the first question is just a 2-mark question, so you expect it's quite easy. First part have baby, second part is just x. Okay, so we directly do dy dx. Tangent, we know, apply the special rules will become secant square. So secant square, the baby we copy, and then we differentiate the x plus 4 is just 1. So you want to write also can, don't write also can. For next part, -3 we copy, so sine become cos. So the baby is just x, so stop. We successfully gained 2 marks. Okay, so the second trigo question is a bit harder. You can see your x is denominator, so we need to do some rearrangement. Become cos 2x power -1. Then we can do dy dx. dy dx, power throw front become -1. Baby copy, power -1 become -2. Then differentiate the baby. So cos differentiate will become negative sign. 2x to 2x. Then we differentiate the 2x become 2. So at last it will be negative times negative become positive. So 2 I put in front. Sine 2x I put in front because all of this is power 1. Then at last only we put this cos 2x power -2. And then the question requires us to write in fraction. When it involves fraction, everything that power negative, which is this whole thing that power negative, need to go to the denominator. So others we put on top. This part we put at denominator, which is cos 2x squared. Okay, so after complete trigo, then we can go to ln and e situation. So ln after differentiate will become 1 over x. E we just copy. Okay, so let's see the first question, dy dx. Number in front we copy. Then ln x, we apply the rules, will become 1 over x. How about this? We dy dx, ln will become 1 over 4x. But here we have a baby that is not only x, so we need to differentiate this baby, which is 4. We times it. So at last we get is 4 over 4x, which is 1 over x. Done. Then we go to e. So when you go to e, no matter differentiation or later we learn integration, you just copy back ex. Okay? And then here don't have baby, then done. This part, we have baby, which is 3x plus 4. So we divide the x. Remember, when you see e, you just copy everything, which is e 3x plus 4. At last, only you differentiate here, which is 3, you times 3. So it's 3e 3x plus 4. Just like that. Okay, so let's start our past year practice with an e question. So remember, when you see e, you just copy the entire thing. Then you see whether it have baby or not. Yes, it have baby, which is x squared. So we differentiate x squared will become 2x. So your final answer is just 2x e x squared. Done. Okay, give you guys one more question. Let's say the question says e power cos x plus 3 sine x. Okay, so can you do this? It's still the same. When you see e, your dy dx, first step, you just copy everything. And then if there's baby, you differentiate of baby. So differentiate cos will become negative sine. Differentiate plus 3 sine x is plus 3 cos x. Okay, so this e is very, very easy, right? So for this, again, is long question, so we can directly apply. It's 1 over the whole thing, baby. Then we can differentiate the baby. So it will become, sine become cos x plus 3 cos will become minus 3 sine x. So this is the final answer. So this is a 3-mark question. Okay, so after we learn what are the basic rules and how to do the special 5, we also need to learn how if they are times together or divide together. If x and x times together, we are using product rules. If x and x divide with each other, we use quotient rule. So no matter it's product rule or quotient rule, we must identify what is our u and v first. U is the first terms, which is the x here, and then v would be the second term, which is our e2x. So we need to differentiate for both our u and v. So we differentiate x will be 1. We differentiate e2x. We copy e2x first. Then we differentiate the baby is times 2. So after we have this full information, then we can know what is our dy dx. So when we do the dy dx, we always start with v. Okay, so v we copy here. And then it always relate with du dx. And then if it's a product rule, which is times, it will plus together with another 2 relationship, which is x and 2e2x. So it become 2x e2x. Done. So this is how we apply the product rule. Okay, we try one more product rule question, which, wow, this is a 5-mark question. So you expect this a bit more complicated. But no matter how, you see some x times some x, we must apply rules. So you must have full information, which is your u is 2x minus 1. Your v is, I directly change this square root to power half. 4x plus 3 power half. Then we can find my du dx first. 2x differentiate will become 2. dv dx will be power to front, baby copy, power minus 1. Then at last, differentiate the baby. So it becomes 2, 4x plus 3 power minus half. Okay, so successfully gain this 4 information. Then we can start to apply the rules. Still remember, we always start from v times this. So dy dx equals to 4x plus 3 power half times 2. And then times relationship will become plus u times dv dx, which is 2 times 2x minus 1 times 4x plus 3 power negative half. So this is how we do the product rule. For this question is a bit special. They want us to write in fraction. So as I always say, when you see fraction, you must ensure anything that have power negative, throw down. Anything that is not power negative, we remain up. This part power negative go down will become 4x plus 3 power half. And then they want to join them to single fraction, so we join them. Here, up, down also I times 4x plus 3 power half. The denominator is 4x plus 3 power half. So for this part, 4x plus 3 power half times 4x plus 3 power half is just like a power half times a power half. We become a power half plus half. So whenever you see something square root times square root, it's always go back to power 1. So same to this, 4x plus 3 power half times it again. So we become 4x plus 3 power 1. So this part will be plus 4x minus 2. Then we can simplify it. And then they ask us to factorize out the 4. So we take out the 4. So congratulations, you gain all 5 marks. So after you're familiar with product rules, we try some quotient rule situation with some x divided by some x. No matter product rule or quotient rule, we need 4 information. So I list down first. 1, 2, and then we differentiate. U become du dx equals to 1 over x. dv dx equals to 2x power 1. So after gather this 4 information, we can find dy dx. Quotient rule also start from v. So we use this time this, which is x squared times 1 over x. Previously, product rule, we do plus. So quotient rule, we put minus this times this. And then quotient rule, remember, is slightly longer. It needs to be a fraction. So at last, the v, this part, you need to square. You can see the difference between product rule and quotient rule. It's more complicated. There are 2 differences. First difference is it will be negative. The second difference is it have a denominator of your v squared. So only these two difference for quotient rule. So then we can simplify. So this time this will become x minus 2x ln x. Here will be x power 4. So if you want to simplify, we can see up here we can factorize out the x. Then we can simplify it. So this is the simplest version of your dy dx. You can get 3 marks now. We try one more quotient rule situation. Again, you see some x divided by some x. We can use quotient rule. So we copy the information first. Then du dx equals to, we copy e2x minus 3 and differentiate 2x minus 3 will be 3. And then dv dx is 2x. So after we gather this full information, dy dx is, we start from v times this. Quotient rule, so it's a minus this time this. Divide by v squared. So if the question do not specifically ask you to write in any specific way, then this answer is good enough. After familiar with product rule and quotient rule, we might have some situation that's combo that you need to apply product rule and quotient rule together. We use this part as our u, bottom as our v. And we need to find what is our du dx, but can you see? Here is some x times some x. So instead of directly we can get our du dx, we need to do product rule to find what is our du dx. Agree or not? So then you need to put, again, we have u and v from this part. Okay, so product rule, we need to have this information, which is 4e 4x, dv dx is secant square x. So after we have this, we will know what is our du dx, which this time this is a product rule, so we plus this time this. For this part, dv dx is very easy because it's just ln x, so you can directly do differentiation is 1 over x. At last, can you see my red color part? We have all 4 information. Then we can start to do the dy dx. So dy dx for quotient rule is v times this part, minus this time this, divided by v squared. Since it doesn't look like anything you can factorize, so this would be your final answer. So congratulations, you scored 4 marks. Okay, we already complete the basic techniques, the special 5 and product rule, quotient rule, even the combo. All the techniques for differentiation we already completed. We are ready to go for the application, but today our video is stopped here. Hope you're already familiar and able to master the techniques of differentiation. So see you in the next video. Bye bye.